Entertainment and stories about business don't really go hand in hand. But all of that is changing over the last few days. After the huge hit of Bad Boy Billionaires, we've seen another mega hit focusing on the world of business and actually the world of scams. Scam 1992 show, which is on an OTT platform right now, is drawing rave reviews and a lot of eyeballs. You've possibly heard about it on your social media feeds or through your friends. It centers around the story of Hansal Mehta, the big bull and scamster, his actions resulted in the scam of 1992 and that massive stock market crash. Now, the show is really breaking barriers in terms of how it's able to reach out to a much wider audience than would have been expected from a subject like this. And the man largely responsible for that is the director Hansal Mehta, who's of course a National Film Award winner as well. I'm pleased today to speak with Mr. Mehta. Mr. Mehta, thank you so much for joining us on ET Now, and congratulations for such a riveting, gripping story on a subject that generally entertainment channels or entertainment mediums shy away from.
Thank you, Tamanna. It is. I really feel vindicated with the success of Scam 1992. And a lot of credit goes to the producers of the show who backed, the vision behind the show. We had, from the time we began, we knew that we wanted to make a show that was authentic. India lacks. We have seen very few corporate business-driven dramas on either television, OTT, or cinema. We've either dumbed them down or tried desperately to raise the entertainment quotient. In the bargain, we have always underestimated our audiences, and we wanted to make a show where we did not underestimate our audiences and their intelligence. This is a show that has a conversation with the audiences, respecting them and their intelligence. And the success of that, is a vindication of the belief that the entire team, including our producers, have put into this show. It's a huge amount of voluminous research, of course, aided by the excellent book by Sucheta Dalal and Devashish Basu, The Scam. And then 3 years of rigorous research, writing, and then a 550-page script that has been brought to life by a team of really dedicated young people.
I love the way that the job of the financial journalist is shown so well, and of course the actors playing Suchita and Devashish also do a fantastic job. But another thing that struck me, Mr. Mehta, and you must tell me this, is how you take a call on how to explain complex points about the stock market and how it functions through your script and through what the characters say. It's not something everyone understands, and most people just sort of slide over it. How did you take the call on how much to explain and what to explain without dumbing down things or losing authenticity?
Yeah, you see, I've been a huge fan of these corporate financial dramas that have to do with business. Like Mad Men is my all-time favorite television show. I have watched it, I think, around 3 times, all the 7 seasons of Mad Men. So I'm a complete, when I saw Spotlight or I saw, The Big Short, then there was a film called Margin Call. When I saw these films, I said, why aren't we making something like this? And, there were many complicated financial concepts that all these films and shows tried to introduce. And, I never really understood them completely, but I understood the larger arc. And after which, you watch the film and sort of try to explore, try to understand those concepts better. And I think that's what has happened with Scam 1992. We did not treat the audiences so we did not dumb it down beyond a point. At the same time, we have ensured that we repeat that information at different places where there is a dramatic scene, and within a dramatic scene, concepts like bank receipts, the BRs and the SGLs, and so many things. The shorting of stocks, the bears and the bulls. So all these concepts, we've sort of tried to repeatedly reinforce them without really making you feel that they are being thrust upon you, or so we've gone through a huge process of trial and error, trying to figure out what is the best way to explain this to the audience. And a huge amount of credit to the writers of the show, and I mean the team, the creative team that sat together. The producers had a creative team, and my writers, all of us. I mean, we spent months and months trying to understand that how much should we explain and how much should we leave to the audience. And today, when audiences are warming up, and I have people talking about BRs and SGLs. I mean, it was such a closed community that understood these concepts. I did not understand them. So the biggest test was, if I understood, so would the audience. So I use myself as a guinea pig, as a test for all the financial. I'm the farthest from a financial person. I don't have an education in finance or economics, but I mean, I think it's the power of good storytelling that you sort of glide over
you did mention
those things.
but Sure. No, I was saying, but you did mention, and I was reading in one of your interviews that you sort of had the ability to identify with the background that you were portraying, a middle class Gujarati family in Mumbai. And that really shows. You can almost smell the air in some of those scenes. You know how that house is going to be like, feel like, when some of those scenes are playing out. And did that really help in some ways, that personal experience?
Yes, it did. I mean, I was just telling a friend of mine, I almost entered a time machine. I was just beginning my life, my professional life in the 90s. And this was, I sort of got into this time capsule and went back to that time. I was reliving those times, through the settings, and also through, I mean, I was a normal Gujarati. I grew up as a normal Gujarati boy with those aspirations, carrying those aspirations of my family, my community, and, of the friends, which mirrored the friends that I had. So, I mean, all the life that I had sort of initially lived and aspired for, I sort of got to convert it into a visual form through this show. So yeah, I guess it shows, my upbringing somewhere, my early days sort of, do percolate through through some of the scenes. And yeah, I just, in fact, I just finished watching the show with my wife, and I mean, I'm enjoying it again. I'm sort of getting back into a time capsule. I feel so immersed in that whole atmosphere, and we live in times of. I had interfaith marriage.
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to the actors as well. I'll
absolutely brilliant actors.
Sure. I was just making a point that a lot of credit goes to the actors. And were you tempted, as a filmmaker and with the huge brand that you carry, were you tempted to cast more known names or more, say, commercial names, bigger names? Because I don't think there's an actor out there who would not want to work with Hansal Mehta. Did you make a conscious choice in the casting and the kind of people who would work on this movie, on this series?
Well, there's a little bit of oxymoron in what you said. whatever little branding you associate with me is with, is without the support of stars. So in the last 10 years, I've sort of tried to tell stories without the crutches of a conventional, without the crutches or the trappings of a conventional mainstream formula, which includes, not staying away from the star system per se. The idea was to make it as authentic as possible, and in no way do I want to belittle. Some of our stars are really good actors, but I wanted Gujarati actors. I wanted people who I felt could connect with those aspirations, and the bottom line for me always is have phenomenal actors, and I think I had perhaps one of the best cast show that we've seen in India. I mean, I can say it with complete pride. Mukesh Chabra, the challenge was thrown at Mukesh Chabra and his team, and the team sort of really, met that challenge head on. And they've given us this phenomenal cast. I mean, if without this cast, this show would not have been half the show it is right now.
What next for Hansal Mehta with this? Of course, the pandemic has changed the way a lot of us work, all of us work. Has it changed sort of your creative impulse as well? Do you think that you will stick more to mediums like the platform which Scam 1992 is on right now, so OTT platforms, more long format work, more series work? What do you think are your next steps after this big hit?
Well, the next step is I was the day this show was released, began streaming on the 9th of October. A night before, I was told that my film Chalang will also be releasing on Amazon Prime on an OTT platform in Diwali on the 13th of November. So right now, I haven't had really much time to sort of take in the success of Scam 1992 and also chill out. I'm spending a couple of days here in the village, but I'm constantly at work because we have to ready our film for a Diwali release. So the pandemic has been quite different for me. I've been busy with the post-production of Scam 1992. I had a film called Omerta, which released on OTT to a rousing reception in May. And then Chalang due in November. So, it hardly feels like a pandemic, except that, we had to recalibrate the way I work. I could not visit studios. There was lesser human interaction, one-on-one, but it was a lot of video calls and a lot of technology, a lot of cloud-based editing solutions, a lot of cloud-based, data sharing solutions, which we started using. And I mean, that technology has really, stood me, it has taken me through this entire phase. And it's made it very exciting, actually, to sort of embrace that new technology.
Well, here's to many more. Thank you, Hansal Mehta. Thank you for putting out great, good quality, non-dumbed down stuff, content for all of us to watch and possibly binge watch this weekend. Good luck and hope to see a lot more from you.
Thank you, Tamanna.
Relaxation over the weekend is often about entertainment as well as shopping, and online shopping at that, because it's the season of sales here. My colleague Chandra Shrikant went behind the scenes to see how Amazon is gearing up to deliver products to you.